It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just getting in. I knock on the door. A voice, sweet and low, says, "Who is it?" She opens up the door and let me in. Let me in. And never once did she say, "Where have you been?" She said, "Are you hungry? Are you hungry, honey? Did you eat?" Yeah. Let me hang up your coat. Tell me, how was your day? It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't give it a second thought. It's a thin line between love and hate. She gonna fool you one day. The sweetest woman in the world can be the meanest woman in the world if you make her that way. Boom, 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 boom. You keep her, and deep inside, she lightly holding something inside that will really, really hurt you one day. Here I am laying in the hospital, bandaged from feet to head. Wow. In a state of shock. I'm just that much from being dead. Didn't think the woman would do something like that to me. Didn't think the girl had the nerve. Here, oh, excuse me, I got carried away. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? They saying the beef sector dying. We ain't gonna let it die. Just because we got rid of a few rotten apples, we ain't gonna let it die. I'm coming back. How you doing, Fraser Laurie? Deanna Jameson. I am Miss Ricks. Hi, Miss Tracy. Happy New Year, honey. Neptunian, Soul Sister #1 show moderator, moderator Erica J. How y'all doing? Listen, I stumbled across this story that's going on between Troy Allen. You know, Troy Allen is the resident heterosexual man around here, and there are a couple others, and Shawn Bradley. It seems like the argument started over, they're beefing now, I guess, 2 or 3 days. It seems like the argument started over their opinions on the color purple. Troy Allen seems to feel like that there was no black men, the strong black men represented in the color purple, right? Shawn Bradley, wait a minute, let's discuss Troy Allen first. Okay, Troy Allen, you know I like you. I don't think you got a problem with the gays and all that. Just because you're able to be over here, tell us that there's not a big pressing issue for you, so you would not be classified as a homophobic. But you use the word heterophobic in your title, so but let's discuss it. You accuse Shawn Bradley of being heterophobic because he seems to have a problem with heterosexual black males. His audience are primarily women. He has many of the characteristics or many of the same experiences. And so he talks about and to women a lot, right? So you said that you had a problem because there was no positive role models in the color purple. Alice Walker is a lesbian woman, right? We're hearing the story from a lesbian woman. She has 2 characters who have a brief, not brief, but a long-term lesbian relationship, right? And you take offense to, but not you particularly. Some people take offense at that. Look, they got a lesbian in it. Never mind people being beat to death for no reason. Never mind Celie getting the shit slapped out of her on a regular basis. Never mind this man taking and throwing people's sisters out in the goddamn winter, where she could have died in the goddamn winter, right? And she ends up going overseas. All of the abuses, okay, those are okay with you, except for this relationship with this girl picking her on the lips. That's the homophobic part. So if that's where your thinking is, that's the homophobic part of you. This is not Troy Allen's issue. His issue was why wearing no strong black man. Never even considering the people who are writing these stories. Listen, I have written 8 books. In all of my books, the lead character is a gay male. Now, that doesn't say the whole book is about gay, 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 all the way gay. No. But this particular character, since I am the writer, I am telling you my perspective on life and living. Correct? Alice Walker has every right to put a gay character in her story. It's not even that they don't call themselves lesbians in the damn thing, right? Because both of them are fucking men. Correct? This is that woman's perspective. It kills me the way these people want to be abusive. They want to be monstrous. They want to do everything under the sun, and then they still want to be respected as a strong black man. Where's the strong black? Well, you think this woman is making up characters that no women are familiar with? The book is centered in 1900s. People are fresh out of slavery, where they were being beaten on a regular basis. Their babies were being stolen. This is what they know of the American experience. Some of them are born into it. Correct? So it does not surprise me that these men would be abusive. We're still struggling, in my opinion. Anyway. So she's given her perspective. She doesn't see the relationship between Celie and Suge as being a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it is how love is expressed. Why is love expressed with the 2 women? Because they are women and and she is lesbian, the writer. Correct? So everything is not going to always reflect your experience. This is the heteronormative experience where they think everything has to reflect them. It's not personally against you, Troy Allen. If you were to write a novel and your experience was you had a loving, positive father and a loving, positive mother, and you were the Huxtables, then that would be reflective in your story or your perspective. It is not everybody's story, honey. Correct? So I'm going to play a little taste of this stuff, and we're going to get into this a little more. Hold on a minute. Because they soon devolve into, how you doing, Nikki B? You came in right at the right time. I just finished my song. Mm-hmm. If everyone that cussed me out, hope your cash app went wild. They cussing you out, girl? Lord have mercy. First of the year. Okay. This very soon devolves into a totally different subject.
Showed me or shared with me that Mr. Bradley had mentioned my video. I want to say thank you to Mr. Bradley. Thank you for watching my review of the Color Purple movie musical. I appreciate that. And in Mr. Bradley's review, he was saying that I guess he was responding to the fact that I was saying there was not one positive, strong male character in the whole entire movie. And Mr. Bradley's retort or response was, well, if I had read the book by Alice Walker, I would have seen that there was not one positive black strong male role model in the book. And he said, obviously, I did not read the book. Mentioned the movie. Did he mention the movie? I think he might have mentioned the movie. There wasn't one in the movie. And so therefore, since I did not read the book, I would not know that there was not one positive, strong black role model in the book, and that the book was.
Every story, Troy, is not going to be a positive black man role model. Not if they're being honest or they're being truthful. They're what they consider to be the truth. Their experience reflective in their experience. As I said, if you wrote the book, it'd be different. Hold on, let me get my thoughts together. He got to go on a little further before I can get the catch.
For safe place for women to find themselves in abusive relationships and a whole lot of la. So, Mr. Bradley, I appreciate your opinion. However, I beg to differ, sir. I beg to differ and slightly disagree with you, because I question with your premise that the book wasn't in the book, so therefore it's not in the musical movie. If that's your premise, I question, did you read the book? Because, Shawn Bradley, there was a whole lot of things in this musical play that was not in the book. All right, just for fun. Comment in the comments, you all. Anything that you
Let me
saw
go.
in the musical
Wait a minute.
movie
Let's go. We're going to go up another 20 minutes or so.
Say, Shawn Bradley. A bigger statement. A question. Do you not like men like me? Do you have a chip on your shoulder against men like me? Because I notice that every chance you get, sir, every chance you get, anything to take a shot at men like me, you take it. Now, I understand, perhaps because...
Okay, now, Troy, you are not all black men. All black men are not represented by you or some character in a book, correct? But you you don't know what Shawn Bradley's experience has been. I can speak for myself, something that I know something about. My representation of the manhood was not a good one, honey. It was horrible. It was a nightmare. These are the things of nightmares. So you're saying that my story is then invalid because it wasn't positive, strong to the black man, and then you are a more important person because yours was not like that. And then every story that's written on the planet has to reflect your story, not my story, even though it's my story and I'm telling it, right? So he seems to think that Shawn Bradley has a problem with, well, people, we have to start taking responsibility for our actions. And when you are raising these children around these African-American gentlemen, you have to consider what you're doing to people by the role models that you put forward. Where would we assume that Alice Walker has had bad experience, but where would she get those experiences from? And where she would get these attitudes from, right? Was it because it was a strong black man? No, she probably speaking through her pain. That's what made her book, her movie, #1 this year. And then when it came out, it's history, right? And her book was that Pulitzer Prize or whatever the prizes are for best book, because her story is valid as well. And she talked about some very, very abusive men, right? But this dwells into the role of the gay man versus the straight man in a woman's life. This is what this devolves into. I'm terrible with this damn red balls. Let's see if we can find it, because I think that is what's most significant.
The type of man you are on the defensive. I understand that perhaps all your life you've been fighting all your life, and men like me may have said things that were inappropriate to you. I get that. However, all men like me are not the same. Because I notice that any opportunity you get to talk disparagingly to women regarding men like me, you say something negative. Huh?
I hope they're not going to demonetize me because of his music.
We're the ones that's going upside women's head. You say men like me, okay. We're the ones that's calling them out their name. Almost as if you're trying to drive a wedge between men like me and women. Sir, there's certain things that a man like me can do for a woman that you can never, ever, ever in your wildest dreams accomplish. Now, let me tell you what you can do for a woman. Men like you guys, you can go shopping. You can compare patterns and colors and dresses and design and decorate. Men like you can talk about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of whatever, Washington, LA, DC. Men like you can compare the latest jewelry outfits that women are wearing. Men like you can talk about a host of things. But there's certain things that a man like you can never, ever do for a woman
Woo!
like a man like me.
Woo!
Because guess what?
Turn off the lights, light a candle. You know, good ass. Okay. Troy Allen, there are a lot of things that gay men can do for a guy like me that you would never even dream of doing, right? Right. So the same way that you can do a certain thing for a woman because you are heterosexual people and the natural attraction is there with you, you I can feel the same way about men. Straight men can't do shit for me, honey. Nothing. Maybe cut the grass. I mean, I don't know. I get my plumbing needs to be fixed or something like that, child, right? But I don't understand why we have to invalidate other people's lives and their experience, right? There's all kind of peoples on the planet, honey. And if we are good at doing hair, decorating, we have more in common with women. Why is that a horrible thing, honey? You have different kinds of relationships with different kinds of people. Troy Allen. Now, since I keep saying your name, I guess you think I'm criticizing you. Well, I can see you getting your feelings hurt. I mean, they used to have when the original Color Purple came out, the straight men came out and had the same argument. Ooh, look like I got a titty. Hold on a minute. Change my position, honey. They're gonna screenshot my breast, girl. So what if we can? They can. Gay men and women have more in common. So what? They go shopping together and they find similar interests. Shawn Bradley is one of the kinds of homosexuals. There are several kinds, but he's one of the ones that is primarily in relationship with women. That it seems to be his thing. A lot of gay men are like that, right? And yes, there are hairdressers and fashion people and people, a lot of people in Hollywood y'all don't even know about, right? The people do create. It nothing wrong with being a creative person. There's nothing wrong with being gay. There's nothing wrong with being straight. There's nothing wrong with anything, honey, as far as human sexuality. But now it seems like you're starting to sound a little homophobic here when you're making all these analogies about the only purpose or use for gay males is to do your women's hair. That is not the truth. You know how many people go through life and they've never had successful relationships? It ain't all about the strong black man, right? And you have to understand that there are a lot of monsters out there, Troy Allen. A lot of people do bad things to people, primarily to their women. I guess that's where they feel like they have control over. And it has an effect on the children who are hiding under the bed watching it. Correct? Now you want to come back? Oh, you gotta build up the black man. You say black man. You the head of the household. Yeah, bam, bam, bam. It's part of being the house. It's part of being part of the head of the household. Y'all don't look at this here. She did wrong. That woman did wrong. I don't allow no doing wrong. But they're supposed to respect you. No, you leave scars on people. You traumatize people, and then you expect the whole world to be kissing your ass. Correct? A lot of these women are single women because of the way they've been treated at the hands of men like you. That's what he was saying, right? And maybe they come to men like him because that's the kind of men they can relate to. Somebody who doesn't want to fuck them and beat them and control them, right? It's a different kind of a relationship, but not one is better than the other one. Correct? I'm sure when Shawn Bradley goes to have sex, he's not looking for that from a woman. Life is more than just having sex with people. How long does sex take? Y'all old ones, honey, it don't take but 15 minutes. It's 15 shit. Anyway, I'm all over the place. What y'all think? Have y'all seen this stuff? Shawn Bradley's over there fussing and cussing and carrying on. But you kind of set yourself up for that, Troy Allen. So I don't know if he came back. He did a little, I think it's something in my eye. Anyway, I'm trying to stay on topic. Hold on a minute, people. We're talking a second here. He said, when a man loves a woman, sleep out in the rain. Now that'd be great if you had that kind of sacrifice, honey. Were you willing to sleep out in the rain? And we don't know what kind of person you are.
You watch TV shows after you compare the recipes, after you pop the popcorn. after you had your talks about how men are dirty dogs and blah, 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 at the end of the day, women need men like me. And versa versa. Women, us men like me, we need women. Because there's an itch that only a man like me.
Or for us, only a man like me. Scratch, child. Agree to disagree is a beautiful thing. Baby, we all got experiences, and that's not all wonderful. And like these fools on YouTube try to make it sound like, child. No, there's all kind of experiences, and these experiences, when your mind is young, you pick up more than just straight and gay. You pick up a whole lot of shit, right? And then many times you do have resentments, and you will see the negative based on what you have experienced, right? It's hard for me to watch you hit my mama in the face with a brick and then think that I'm somehow supposed to see you as a positive role model. Are you a positive role model? Or are there different kinds of people in the world? Good people, bad people, people who can't hold their hands, people who cannot control their violence. There are all kinds of people on the planet, honey. It's not just like a man like me, a man like, I guess he's saying he's straight. So are you tying yourself to Mr.? Because the misters of the world certainly exist as well, right? This woman is not writing her book to build you up. This is basically a woman's story, really, right? And so the only loving relationships in the story, you don't want to hear that. But you're willing to look over all of the horrible things that these male characters, particularly these first two, Mr. and his father, you saw that he got his behavior from his father, right? And yes, it's very negative, yet it was the #1 story. Troy Allen, right? Now we know that Shawn Bradley goes off and he goes all the hollering and screaming, calling people girls and this thing, all that kind of stuff, child. When you expose yourself to a sector like this, what do you expect? I'm just saying. Let me see what some of y'all say. Okay. Baby, okay, so Troy Allen, you got positive people in maybe, I don't know, 100,000 books, right? Why you got to be positive in everything published? Like, everything that is published or written, you have to come out smelling like a rose, right? We got to all gather around the black man. What about the murders, right? I mean, when I turn my news on, you turn on the news, you watch Atlanta, what happened last night, you turn on the news. We're not all angels, honey. It's bullshit. So anyway, let me see. Anyone that cussed me out. Okay. I was sorry. I was at okay. Came in the wrong. Okay. Why is the beef sector? Why is he in the beef sector? When all he do is cry to the gay. Well, I'm glad. I like Troy Allen. I think he does good perspective. He goes off on Jay Wilson. That's my main attraction to him. I like that. I find it very entertaining. He's not bad for a straight guy as far as straight guys go. Most of them don't actually fit over here. But many people don't have a problem with gay people. They don't give a fuck, right? Right? So we don't need no, what's that other one over there? Grown folks TV. That's the attitude. A lot of ignorant, stupid ass people. No, they don't belong over here, child. He keeps trying to elbow his way over here. Don't fit. It's a bad fit. So Troy is not a bad guy, right? He feels neglected and hurt. Where's the positive black man? Child, people were abusive, buddy. I hope, Troy Allen, that you saw that Mr. All of his attributes, his personality, it came directly from his father. These are generational curses. These curses go all the way back to slavery, right? Right? They didn't value women at the time. So she's telling a woman's story. This is a woman's story, honey. And many of them will relate to that. That's why we got so many single women, right? Anyway, I'm all over the place. How you doing, Miss Bless Watkins? I heard you was back, even though you can't spell worth of shit. What is this? Timon? Take the N out, baby. Mm-hmm. I can't spell worth of shit either. That's okay. Well, welcome back, Miss Bless Watkins. Mm-hmm. Troy is in love with gay men. I think he sometimes finds us amusing. I don't think he would be over here if he didn't find us amusing at times, right? Every once in a while, we're going to clash, straight, gay thing, whatever. We clash much less. For some reason, gay men do have more in common with women, right? When I was in the drug world, I was involved with one of my best friends out there was a dangerous crack dealer. And he had this girl. He didn't trust none of the men around his girlfriend, right? And so she hung out with me. It was fine, honey. We had a lot in common. There's all kinds of relationships in the world, honey. Do you want all these men like you to be talking to your wife? I'm just saying. Comes in handy sometimes. Complaining about black folks were portrayed when the original movie came on. Even Jane Baldwin. Oh, a lot of them complain. Well, they still went to the bank with it, honey. It made Oprah and it made Whoopi Goldberg. It certainly pumped up their careers. She won all kind of awards for being apparently one of the greatest books ever written. Didn't she get is it called the Pulitzer Prize? I'll never know such things, so I don't know all the names. But she won many awards for that movie, the original book. He won a lot of money for the we call it one of the greatest black movies out there. But when you think about what's in it, it ain't all that positive for nobody. To a personal issue, he wants to beef or disagree with Shawn. They could have put him in there. What are you going to put in there? Come here, Seeley. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. It's the same thing. That's what it feel like. He just get on me and do his business. I said, baby, you act like he going to the toilet on you. That's what he like. That's what he feel like. Right? So all she was doing is telling them those women's point of view. I'm sure a lot of it went on, honey. A lot of it going on right now. A lot of people with people who they're scared of. They're afraid of. Treat them like shit. Mm-hmm. They all got to be all wonderful. Ain't nobody wonderful, honey. You go in them trailer parks, it ain't much better. A lot of it is poverty. You ain't got shit. They beating and killing their relatives as well, honey. Mm-hmm. Everything does not have to reflect your personal experience. However, I do strongly disagree there. And as far as I know, they ain't had no gays in that damn story. A lot of women have had very close relationships with other women, honey. Right? They took it maybe one step further than that, but a lot of women are very close, even though there's no sexual relationship there at all. Yeah, they kissed on the cheek, and they probably woke up in the bed together, kind of thing like that, right? But as far as their relationship, it was just a loving relationship. It wasn't like Celie was just so hot. Miss Celie would describe it as, "Ooh, you sure is ugly." That's what she was described. It wasn't like she was strongly sexually involved in her, no. But the relationship was a friendship, right? A relationship with Miss what's the other girl played by Oprah Winfrey before? What was her name? She had a close relationship with her, just a friendship. So the homophobes would pick that out. Oh, he touched on the lip. He touched on the lip. I would much rather you respond to this man knocking this woman silly on a regular basis, getting on top of her and doing his business. That's the good part. Okay. I see a lot of the news they be talking about this Katt Williams. Katt Williams, we as Americans, all of America, we owe you an apology, right? You cannot help it that you was born looking like a crackhead, because that's what I see when I see you. Not only in your physical appearance, but your movements, the way you carry on, you act like a drug addict. But Katt Williams said in his interview that he's never done a hard drug. He said he was reading books at 3 years old. He said he was invited to go to college. What was he made offered from a college at 7 years old? I mean, this man is obviously delusional. He's upset and he's pissed off and all this kind of stuff, right? So he's doing an expose. So Katt Williams, since you've been reading since you were 3, and you was worthy of college at 7 years old, when you're supposed to be starting school, you could have went to college, right? So if you've done all that, why don't you write your tell-all book like the rest of them, child? You over here on social media dropping tea so your name can circulate, child. We know what that is. And you're willing to throw your colleagues under the bus. Let's call it what it is. But I apologize for saying you look like a crackhead, because you do, even now, even with all the information, all the story, what you're saying, what you're describing, you still look like a crackhead. So that's not your fault, brother. Mm-hmm. I was born this way. Mm-hmm. Your father didn't know the meaning of work. Boom, 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 boom. You disrespect your mama and treated her like dirt. You left home seeking a job that you never did find. You got to Hollywood and hit cloud 9. You're doing fine on cloud 9. You as free as a bird in flight. There's no difference between day and night. How you like that, Nikki B? Mm-hmm. Troy, I thought you was a married man. Why do you care what the gay men are doing? He's so focused on the gay men. I'm sick of it. Does he really do a lot of that, though? He seems to be fair. He talks shit about Jay Wilson, but for attributes to his personality, not because he's gay. So I don't know. I haven't seen him being that way. I think, they bumped heads on this subject over the portrayal of the black male in Color Purple. He's not the first one to feel that way, right? You sitting up in the theater and you are a man like him sitting up watching the theater, you will say, oh my God, they're monsters. And some people are, honey. What if they were doing a story of a white man who was a serial killer? You think that's supposed to be warm and fuzzy for all white men in the world, honey? No, they're talking about a serial killer, and you're talking about a woman abuser. I don't think you got the last scene when he come bringing his pitiful ass over there trying to flirt with Miss Celie, honey, and she told him go and fix a plate, go and fix it. Why are you making it up with him? Mm-mm. Whatever. We all have our own opinions, own experience. I know when I wrote a book called Love and Gospel Music, and the boy started off at 10 years old, it sounded a whole lot like what they don't like about The Color Purple, right? A whole lot of people being cracked in the head to get the people off their mamas. Mm-hmm. His feeling hurt, says Raindrop. Raindrop, you got the issue with Troy. Well, we should be diversified over here. I mean, we don't hate the straight men until they hate us. That's how I feel about it. I love everybody. I love everybody who love me. I like everybody like me, honey. You hate me, I hate your ass too. That's the end of that story. I don't get that impression from him. Let me see. Hold on a minute. So he said that we can't make a woman feel the way he can. Mm-hmm. You look like you're just my type. You're the kind whose spirits are running free. My car's right outside. We can leave right now. That's if you're ready to go. Now, how does that sound to you? Because it sounds so good. Sounds so good. Troy Allen, of all the love songs that are sung and written in America, across Europe, all over the world, 99 99.9% of them are about the relationship between a man and a woman. We're talking about love, not this shit they make today. You're looking really good when you're backing that ass up. Oh, little, not that. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about love stories. 99.5% are written about men and women together. You wanted to get rid of that 0.5%. You won't even give us the 0.5%. Every story, everywhere in the world has got to be about you and a man like you. Mm-hmm. Well, he said he started a new business, so good for Troy Allen. He said he's cleaning gutters now. So for a while now, I have not been surprised that Troy Allen is making videos again. There was a period in the summertime where he is a business person, and his business took place in the warm months, right? You can't be climbing outside these buildings when it's snowing outside, right? And so ordinarily he would show up more in that time because he's not working as much. So I don't know how this is going to affect this new job he has, cleaning gutters or whatever. So maybe he won't come back as strong as he has before. But it looks like he just don't want to be just sitting around doing nothing. Let's get a small taste of this Shawn Bradley. You know, Shawn Bradley turns. We'll see. Let's let him talk for himself. Okay, what's it called? Shady or not shady? That ain't it. We just talking, people. It's good to talk. Okay.
Nourished her soul, not sexually. At this point, they're walking through the field with purple flowers, field of purple flowers, and she says, "Ooh, face." That's what I do to heterosexual men, because I ain't got no business being in your motherfucking face, and you ain't got no business being in my motherfucking face, especially if you think the way that you motherfucking think. And before I can even allow you to think that goddamn way, you be wondering why Shawn Bradley ain't saying nothing to me, because you ain't on my goddamn menu. You ain't on the motherfucking list. You ain't desired, required, nor wanted in this motherfucker nowhere around here. That's what I think about a heterosexual man such as yourself. Smile-minded and out.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, the color purple. It wasn't no color purple in the movie. A metaphor. Chad don't even know. Oh my God. So heterosexual men can't go shopping with their women. Okay. A straight man can't tell his woman, baby, you look good in that. Baby, you look good in that. He can't say, baby, we finna go to Jamaica. Bring that pink outfit that you got there. Bring that pink when you look good in that. So a straight man can't tell his woman when she looking good and some shit. A straight man can't have input on his woman's wardrobe and say, baby, when we go into this event, you know, you look so fucking hot and sexy and that got. So a straight man can't say that, Troy. So a straight man can't do that, but a gay man can do that. Okay, try it. Okay, let's go try it.
Okay, I like to tie this shit in with my own personal experience. When I was a little pickaninny, maybe 7, 8 years old, we had family reunions. My family, they celebrate everything in holidays together, right? And every time the men would be in one room, usually there was a living room, dining room. The men would gather in the living room and watch the football or basketball. That's all they want to talk about was football and basketball. They knew every game, every player, right? Several of the men in my family were high school athletes. A couple of them made it to college. They didn't really make it to pros, but that's all they talked about, right? These things are supposed to be the main conversation. Me at 7, 8, 9 years old, I would be in the dining room, sitting off to the side where the women were talking. Now I don't I don't know that I know what a gay was at 8 years old, but I found the conversation between women far more interesting than talking about these dudes, this football shit, honey. I still don't like it. It just reminds me I'm scarred. Mm-hmm. Is this fixable? Probably. Oh, there's the food junkie. Did he go off on YouTube, the food junkie? It sounds like Troy had something to say, y'all. He said a hit dog will holler. He said, y'all ain't number dogs. God damn it. You hit me in my head. Wait a minute. So today, Troy Allen came back on. And his name of his video was Hit Dogs Will Holler. Bradley and Junkie. Let's see what he said today.
Profitable day.
Wait a minute. I don't know. I ain't got no business, honey. I can't have that music in the background. Wait a minute.
Those of you who are fortunate enough or blessed enough to have the time is over there dragging me. What y'all say, dragging me down? Spazzing out over Shawn.
Okay, I can't play his stuff because he's got music playing in the background and they'll demonetize my channel. I don't want it to happen. So he's addressing Bradley and also Food Junkie. He don't like your attitude. Your person, Troy, you have been kind of pushing it a little bit lately because I think just yesterday, this was the video you showed, the previous video you showed. Now, who is that about? You say that's Pastor Wilson? Now, you're making a lot of this coming for these girls for their homosexuality now. You know, I guess Jay Wilson is the bald-headed one. Come on now. This was your last post, right? You got them two boys from the Living Color, whatever. So just tighten it up a little bit, Troy Allen. I'm gonna always see things for what they are. I'm not gonna put no extra on it, honey. Y'all don't agree about the movie. It's the same argument that most heterosexual men have. It's a woman's movie primarily. Whatever. They probably sit and they cuss and fuss. That ain't me. That ain't me. Give me something to eat. Gonna be the master of everything, child. Well, I'm sure you saw the way they were living, child. Everybody's in shacks and shit back in the bayou or where the fuck it was. I'm sure there was a lot of bad behavior coming out of slavery. Mm-hmm. And it still exists today. Not only in just black households, but in all households. There's dysfunction. There is abuse. She's writing a book about abuse. When I wrote a book called Meth Monster, people said, "Oh, you stole! Oh, you stole!" I said, "Oh, you trashing in the alley, trashing in the alley." I said, "Girl, the book is called Meth Monster, Miss Thing. What do you think I'm gonna do? Try to make you feel warm and fuzzy about doing crystal meth?" God damn. People need to pick up their pens and start writing their own damn story, honey. And you have control over that. You're the master of the book, honey. Anything you want to happen in the book, you can make it happen. Raindrop. You don't like that, Troy Allen? Raindrops keep falling on his head. His wife might be telling him, "What you doing over there talking to all them women?" No, Mom, damn, baby, they gays. They ain't gonna do nothing. No, it's a lot of women over there. Get your ass in the house. Maybe he's a decent guy with his family. I mean, I think it's a great thing. It's not everybody's experience, though. Mother and father is good. I mean, it's a family unit. I remember when my mama finally left that nigga she married. Girl, I could have danced a jig. I was so happy that nigga left. I ain't got to hear the screams anymore. I got to sit there and watch somebody put their hands on my mama, put their hands on us, girl. Not even performing as far as a provider, right? Just mad and angry all the time. I didn't want to see your ass. Goodbye, nigga. I was glad about it. So glad. Was glad about it. This part is why I made my video yesterday, period. This part, was I playing a part there? Troy, honestly, y'all need his love, honey. Mm-hmm. We can't give y'all the love. We give you everything else, though. We can give you love and friendship. Like one of your girlfriends. Shawn Bradley's definitely one of the girlfriends. I mean, he acts like them. They love him. They follow him all over the world, right? Nothing wrong with friendship, honey. Everything is not about just a black man, strong black man. Oh, somebody like that, honey. Somebody like that kind of teaching, honey. Let me see who it is. They say, I like that teaching, baby. Thank you. Who is that? Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate you. You know, y'all get to the beauty shop, y'all talking about what dogs there was. I got 2 sisters, and my mama said, when the girls get together, they ain't nothing but dogs, every damn one of them. Well, she was a hurt woman. Mm-hmm. These want to hurt you, and they'll leave you to deal with the family by yourself. They ain't much more than sperm donors. What's going on, Tracy? Did your husband leave yet? Is he still there with you? That's nice. All relationships nice. Among us all for life. Shit, when I was a little kid, I thought it was only happening in black families, honey. Then they came out with all this A&E and 48 Hours and all these shows. They show you shit. This is not a universe. This is not just black people. There's all kind of abusive assholes. People who can't hold their liquor, come home, beat up everybody in their household, kill their wives. And all of those people should tell their stories, honey. So we know, so we understand life. Oh, he left on New Year's? Oh, okay. So you had a nice vacation. That's nice. I didn't like the other boyfriend you had, Tracy, so I'm glad you got somebody that you like. I like that he was, after you read him one time, you got mad at him. He came back and he was humble. He was apologetic. I said, that's a gentleman, right? That was nice. It impressed me. I'm sorry, baby. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to do anything to hurt you. Yes, he's so sweet. You hear that from Tracy? Mm-hmm. And the men can say the same thing about their men or women or whoever the hell it is, honey. I like to see young people holding hands, their first love. Oh, it's so nice and sweet. The burning bed, that's right. That Farrah Fawcett burned his way to go to sleep, burn his ass up. Baby, there's a lot of women in prison right now, child, for what they usually drop it down to manslaughter or 2nd-degree murder, 3rd-degree murder, whatever, because they had no choice. They feel like their life's in danger, honey. Yeah, I remember that movie. Farrah Fawcett, The Burning Bed. A lot of people have stood up. People always talking shit about you. Why'd you stay? Why'd you stay? You got to be in it, honey, to know what it is. You got to be in it to know what it is. Fortunately, my mama did finally find her a good, soft-spoken man. That's what the key was, honey. They ain't got all this ego, child. Male domination. Alpha male. I'm an alpha male. Strong black man. What you know about it, Tim? You like white boys. You like white boys. Well, girl, why? As far as I can remember, it's always been that way. So why? Why did that happen? How did it happen? Strong black man. Because be mindful of what you expose your children to, right? It has lasting effects on people's lives and on their attitudes, and that's why people walking around mad. What is my new book called? Well, the one I'm writing right now is called "Killing the Meth Monster." It's going to change, but I'm just basing it on a real life story of the place where I used to do my street thing, right? Except for somebody is killing the meth dealers, all of them. That's where we're at so far. I can't say much more about it, child. Killing the Meth Monster. I should be Meth Monsters, but that title ain't gonna make it. I never know what the book's gonna be called until the end of the book. That's when you know. But I am in chapter 5 already. This one's writing fast because I have so much that I can pull off of because I'm starting with a real story. PTSD. What acting? That acting? What happened, Claudia? Oh, fraud. Farrah wore me out, honey. A lot of the women say, "Yeah, get him, get him," right? Yeah, it's about abuse. You ain't gotta watch. You ain't gotta wait for another movie. Just turn on the goddamn A&E. Turn on all these true life murder shows. Netflix has got them. All these shows have got these true life, and you will see all the abuse that is possible. Not only with Black people, but we still definitely have an issue. And I think a lot of it is also poor people have an issue with violence. Poor people have more issue with violence, tend to drink more, and they lose control. They're angry. Mm-hmm. Claudia, remember that movie? It was so real. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that based on a true story? You see, a lot of beds were burned after that movie. But not only burning them, but stabbing them, shooting them in the head, and all kind of stuff, Jeff. That's pretty bad when you got to make that kind of decision where you're willing to go to prison for the rest of your life. You're so afraid that you feel that's less than what you're going through right now. They need to do a modern version of. It's depressing though to watch that, to see that. So Troy, that's not the kind of movie that you would want to put some nice fella in, child, bringing home the paycheck, working hard in the field and all that kind of. It's not going to fit in the story. We're talking about monsters here. Cutting peens off. Whoa! What's her name? Loriana Bobbitt. Ooh, Miss Bobbitt. Oh, I remember she chopped the little thing off, didn't she? you never use that one again, you bitch. I think they sold it back on, Tracy. What was he cheating? He was a cheater. Y'all seen them shows? What's the story called? Cheaters. On that was popular for a few years. I know a lot of men have been threatened about it. Do it again, motherfucker. Do it again. Chop that thing off. Put a little bit of eye drops in his coffee, girl. Make him sleep. Wow! Didn't think the woman would do something like that to me. Didn't think the girl had the nerve. Here I am. My little Petey is gone. It's a thin line. Oh, that song was a Color Purple song. Oh dear. Okay. I guess she figured you ain't got to worry about that no more. You like fresh ideas? Is anything fresh though? That's what that Katt Williams over there talking about. Everything was his idea first, and he's the only comedian that's ever been homeless. Girl, they probably all been homeless. You leave your home, the comfort of your parents' home, headed for Hollywood. There's a good chance your ass gonna end up homeless for some point in your life. Homeless doesn't just mean you're out there sleeping in the bushes. Homeless could also mean that you're couch surfing. Few days here, few days there. You never got your own place. You're getting into relationships for a place to lay down and all that kind of stuff. That's homelessness. They all been poor. They ain't arrived in Hollywood in limousines, honey. But he said, no, they stole my story. That's my story. That's my story. Honey, that's everybody. But the Bible say, there's nothing new under the sun. You ain't the onlyest one. No matter how you feel like you're the onlyest one, you're not. That's why they got so many support groups. They got support groups for battered women. They got support groups for overeaters. They got support groups for everything, right? Because you're never the only one. You just feel like you are. I sure do remember her telling that when she would be snatching my saying they're dogs. She stayed mad a long time, honey. I said, but mama, ain't I a man? Not you, baby. Not you. The rest of them. Everybody's story is a remix story. Right. There's good parents, bad parents, good relationship with your mama, but a bad relationship with your daddy. Even the rich people, they got horrible relationship with their fathers, honey, because the expectation is so high, so they're abusive too. They ain't gonna get all go to Ivy League school because they wanted to, because they had to. Right? You're not like your granddaddy. A lot of times these people built up these huge fortunes, millions, multi-millions of dollars, and it goes through, they say 3 generations, the people's poor again. If ain't nobody doing nothing but the matriarch, he dead. A lot of people blow through money that they have not earned themselves. Just consuming, spending. Y'all watch all the murder mysteries, child, when they got the people always killing the uncle, killing whoever got the money. That's what a lot of them English murder mysteries are about, child. They kill their relatives on a regular basis for the money. Those stories are, I mean, they are good because they're believable. Mommy Dearest. Woo. That was a woman who was a hell. Yeah, women can be abusive too. Y'all know it's the truth. We ain't here to judge people. We're just here to say some kind of abuse. Baby. But I never abused my child, even though he bark. Come on over here, you ding dong. Get him bum over here. Where he going? Get the pat on the head. Get it. Hey, get the pat on the head. The ding dong. I'm a good daddy. Okay. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is comes from poverty. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Yeah, perhaps other people are also abusive in different ways. They abuse people, cutting them off the money and all that kind of stuff. But people get the impression that the majority of people in prison are Black people, right? Yeah, we are the majority in prison around petty type crimes, petty thieves and drunk driving and stuff like that, right? But when it comes to murder, just as many white folks in prison for murder as there are Black people. That I'm speaking from experience. Yeah, yo, baby, looking around for the barking. I'm sorry, sipping socialite. Does your baby, he or she bark at the cartoons? Every time I leave the house, I turn the cartoons on, right? We got a big screen over the bed and the dog sit there, and it makes it easier for me when I leave, if he gets focused on the cartoon, because most cartoons have dogs in them, animals. But he don't bark at the ones on TV, though. He can identify. He watches them, though. Bug Bunny, Roadrunner, Tom and Jerry. You know something I've noticed about them cartoons, though? They have got Warner Brothers. They have got so many of those. They put them on there 5 hours worth of Warner Brothers cartoons. There are so many characters in blackface. I hate it. I just turn it on and then leave because they play them, one after another. But it's so common to have these blackface characters, which are Black people, in all these cartoons, particularly with Warner Brothers. Y'all don't believe me? Check that out. Somebody needs to make an issue out of that, I think. Right? Because you're teaching these kids that these people, with the big lips and the banjo and all that kind of shit. I mean, just over and over and over, mammy singing mammy songs and stuff. I said, Lord have mercy. I don't want my child watching no shit like that. Mammy toe shoes? What's a mammy toe shoe? He watches. I just turn it on so he can watch other dogs. He won't feel alone. I know all y'all remember Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry don't even bother to show her face. Just big foots in house shoes. Oh, the woman. Cartoons, they're pretty intelligent too. I said, well, I don't want to be reduced to watching cartoons as a grown ass man. But when I turn them on, I say, oh, that is kind of funny, Squeenie. Her name was Claudia. Lord have mercy. They just show her big old shoes. Get out of here. Get out of here. I used to like the Archies. That was my kind of cartoon. I guess I'm probably a little older, though. Depends on how old you are, you know. So, sister, you had a phone call? Okay. A lot of them cartoons was funny. They still be funny if you allow yourself to watch it. I'm not doing that. Now, if you guys that have little kids, I'm sure you watched a cartoon or two. Yeah, all you gotta do, Linda, just put in cartoon, and they'll give you all these old cartoons, honey. But it is astounding how many characters they have, and they're in blackface. For all the black people are in blackface, and some of the animals as well. I'm surprised nobody got on that yet. If you'd like to bless Uncle Tim, yeah, hit me with a cash app, people, for the new year. Mm-hmm. What Jay Wilson gonna do about all of them girls? Every time I think about that child, let me wrap it up like this. So we saw Stomp Down threaten Jay Wilson. He better not say her name, right? A week later, Deanna Irvin gave me that 1-2 punch, that gut punch, honey. And he switches the whole thing. But people who watch celebrity news, Jay Wilson, first of all, you're terrible at it. You'll get better if you keep with it. But they don't cash app, honey. They ain't saying you shit. So you say you only here for the money, right? Coin keep you here and all this kind of shit. If you're gonna be covering celebrities and all that kind of, they ain't giving you shit. So you might have to come up with another plan, or bring your ass back over here to Beef Sector, so we can whoop on you some more. Thank y'all for coming in. What's today? Friday? Let's see what they got for today. Later, people.